When you know something is coming, the best thing to do is to try and fully understand what's coming. That way you will be able to position yourself to survive and also to benefit from it. Because whenever there's a crisis, there are opportunities. This quote I just whipped up basically sums up how I feel about the current world situation. Something big is coming. You can feel it in the air no matter where you are in the world. And I'm not talking about the virus. We already know about that. I'm talking about the economical consequences of having to lock down such large portions of the world for such long periods of time. We don't even know how long lockdowns and social distancing needs to go on for. It could be years. And we're already seeing the impacts of this, from the record high unemployment rates to the millions of small businesses that are shutting down to the abysmal earning reports. Now, because we're facing a threat so much larger and complicated than what we're used to facing in our day-to-day lives, we feel uncertain, more and more so every single day about what's going to happen next. And this leads to anxiety and depression and the loss of motivation and the return of bad habits, which I'm guessing a lot of you are facing right now. Which is why today I want to share with you what I'm doing with my free time in order to combat all of this uncertainty. So listen carefully. This is what you need to do. You need to devote some of your time trying to really understand what we're up against. See, most people don't understand how the economy works. Heck, I've been reading nonstop about it for every single day for the past month, and I still feel like I barely know what I'm talking about. And it's funny because back when I was a freshman in college, I was initially an economics major, but I saw no use for it, so I switched out. But now it's a different story. What the economy does next will impact our lives for a very long time. Your life is now in its hands. And that's why you need to be studying this strange animal in order to understand how it acts, what it's most likely to do next. That way it won't catch you off guard and claw you to death. You need to study it in order to survive. But not only that, you need to study it in order to spot the opportunities. Almost all of you watching this video right now are going to fall into one of three groups when this whole ordeal is over. There are going to be those that were completely caught off guard, unprepared, with no support from their government or any outside entity or community. And the sad fact of the matter is that many of these people simply won't make it. Many will not survive. Then there are going to be those that were kind of prepared. Maybe they had some savings. Maybe they get some support from their government or their community. They'll survive, but will be set back significantly in terms of their finances. They might never be able to retire. They might lose all of their savings. Their quality of life will drop, and it will take them years to make up for all this lost progress. And finally, there are going to be those that will benefit from the situation. These are the ones that have an understanding of the beast we're up against. They understand what they need to do in order to avoid getting burned. They understand the patterns of the beast, which will allow them to predict what things will most likely prosper from the situation at hand. You must do whatever you can to fall into this last group. And the only way to do so is to understand what you're up against, to understand how the economy and the world works. You must learn about how it's worked before in the past, because history likes to repeat itself. For example, after reading up on economics, I realized that I needed to hold on to something other than cash. So I decided to move some of my wealth into gold, and I'm going to tell you exactly why in a future video that will be released very soon. So make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss it. Now, not all of my decisions are going to be right, but because I have a better idea of how the world works, I can make a plan that I believe in. And that's actually the key here. When you have clarity, when you have a plan that you can believe in, this will give you purpose and keep you motivated. This is actually the cure to procrastination that you've been looking for. By gaining clarity, you will regain your ability to be productive in a period of time where most people are doing nothing at home. And just that fact alone will allow you to benefit more from the current world situation than most. Besides that, guys, stay tuned and stay safe.